So happy birthday, Ish. I can't really talk about you without talking about Mina. Because, you're two little peas in a pod. And I can't really talk about one without the other. So, happy birthday to both of you. However, I just want to warn you that when I was turning 40, I think Mina told me it's downhill from here on. So I'm not quite sure what we should be saying to you, Ish. Mina is my bestest little friend, which is partly why I like Ish, We both live by this motto, which is really essential when you think about it. A couple of more reasons why I like Ish. He can eat vast quantities of chocolate and survive. He also loves really good food, which always goes down a treat. He gets a little round and podgy, but he's proud to be fat. That's what I like about him. The other thing I like about him is he's always, he's very English. He laughs at my jokes, even when they're really stupid. He's also a very dear friend of my husband. We met when I was an aspiring, rising politician, I should say. And the two of them, had a cracking time together. They always brought out the best, sometimes the worst in each other, but we always had a lot of fun together. And whenever we went out together, it was quite an adventure, really. This here little car was the most adorable thing, reminded me about my childhood and my mother driving me round in South African countryside. So it's always helped endear me to these two. And I know that we went on many adventures with Ish and Mina in that car. One of them, of course, was to go virtually straight down the road from Delhi for a couple of hours to a bird sanctuary or of sorts. That was the actual road, straight down. By the time Ish drove and Anand navigated and they both chatted, quoted poetry, mushaira, the works, this is the actual route we ended up taking. So, four really tired, exhausted people in a car. Of course, the men were so involved in their discussions that they forgot to read the road signs. Mina and I tried desperately to tell them that they were wrong, but of course, in those days, nobody listened to women. It's kind of pre-feminism days, so we were duct taped in the back of the car. It's the kind of thing we were thinking about as we drove together, but we couldn't really express it. I couldn't say anything to Ish about his beetle anyway, he beat me up. We thought about this one a lot when we looked at the two of them in the front of the car. I remember we got to the sanctuary and we were starving and obviously really hungry. The boys went out in search of edibles. We got lots of chocolate in our bag, as it happens. They went out in search of edibles because, of course, they needed to organize. They came back in 5 minutes in absolute frantic ghost-like state. And they described an animal that even Richard Attenborough has never met. Three-headed, 10-legged, growling, huge thing running after them. So they came back, in a couple of seconds. Actually, what they saw was a very cute couple of hyenas dancing around on the lawn. But by that time, Mina and I were very merry and we couldn't really explain anything to them, so we just, thought about another saying. Now then, Ish also likes some other sayings that I think, are full of wisdom. I warned him about this when I was at medical college studying medicine. I hope he's listened to me, because I've seen some embarrassing things I can tell you. This one has really helped me in life, and I think he should agree. But the best thing of all is when I spend time with the two of them, it's like I'm listening to the best music. So I'm going to leave you with some now that really reminds me of them. Happy birthday, you two.